Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're treating the modern office like a literal crime scene. And honestly, the fingerprints of a massive generational culture war are practically smeared all over your calendar. We're going to dive into the hard, vertical data to investigate this huge clash between two totally distinct generations trying to coexist in the exact same working environment.
So let's set the stage by looking at our two main suspects. Or subjects, rather. On one side, you've got the midnight manager. This is your classic Gen X worker. They live in this sort of corporate noir reality, right? They wear perpetual exhaustion like a badge of honor, and they'll shoot back instant affirmations to executive pings at like 11:45 p.m. Then, on the flip side, we have the 5 p.m. ghost, the Gen Z worker. These guys practice strict digital realism. The second that clock strikes 5, boom, the laptop lid closes, notifications are muted, and they just vanish into their personal lives. It's a massive behavioral conflict, and it's causing some serious friction.
And because of all that friction, we constantly hear what's called the entitled narrative, mostly pushed by senior leadership. You know the one. They claim Gen Z is soft, totally transactional, and just straight up refusing to quote-unquote pay their dues by grinding out those 80-hour weeks their parents did. We hear this accusation all the time. But in this explainer, we're strictly looking at the research, and we're going to systematically dismantle this exact myth.
All right, let's get right into our first line of defense. Rebuttal number 1, the biological policy. Here's the thing. Gen Z's strict 5 p.m. boundary, it's not a sign of laziness. It's actually a highly calculated medical insurance policy against a profoundly broken system. To get why, we really need to look at this clinical term allostatic load. Basically, it's the cumulative physiological burden placed on your body and brain by chronic stress. For decades, the whole grin and bear it tradition at work hasn't just been a mindset. It's produced measurable physical wear and tear on our cardiovascular, immune, and neuroendocrine systems. You can't just sleep this off on a Sunday. It's a running tab of actual biological damage.
Now look at the stark, data-backed reality of that burden. It's wild. According to a comparative study on workplace stress, Gen X's mean stress score is 31.6. That is literally more than double Gen Z's score of 15.4. So what does this tell us? It tells us Gen X hasn't just been working hard. They've been acting as the physiological shock absorbers for the entire modern corporate machine. They just white-knuckled through it and their bodies took the hit. And the research shows us the exact cost of being that shock absorber. This model here illustrates how sustained environmental and psychosocial demands literally fry your stress response systems. When you're constantly jumping at after-hours emails and living in this state of perpetual urgency, your HPA axis, that's your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, gets completely overloaded. Over time, this chronic exposure to cortisol leads to a total feedback failure. Your system actually loses its adaptive function, leading to what's called adrenal exhaustion or glucocorticoid resistance. Basically, your body literally forgets how to turn off the alarm. The absolute crucial takeaway here is that this grin and bear it model comes with some massive hidden clinical costs. Prolonged stress leads to that glucocorticoid receptor resistance and sustained pro-inflammatory states. And that shifts your whole immune environment toward autoimmunity, which means a way higher risk for conditions like rheumatoid arthritis or lupus. It even accelerates muscle atrophy and chronic pain syndromes. So, when Gen Z logs off at 5 p.m., they aren't just slacking off to go catch a yoga class. No, they are looking at this precise biological bill and just flat out refusing to pay it.
But hey, it's not just about biology. Let's shift gears to rebuttal number 2, economic math.
You see, for previous generations, insane workplace dedication was actually rewarded by a functional economic escalator. Hard work directly equaled housing security and upward mobility. But today, that escalator is completely broken. Critics love to point fingers at younger workers asking for higher starting salaries and call them entitled. But I gotta ask you, is Gen Z really asking for a billionaire lifestyle, or are they literally just using a calculator and looking at the raw numbers objectively?
Let's actually look at those numbers. 415%. Since 1985, the median sale price of an American home has surged by over 415%. Meanwhile, median household income, that only grew by 255%. The gap between what an entry-level job pays and what life actually costs has widened to historic, mind-blowing levels.
And hey, if you're thinking, well, a college degree fixes this, check out this number, 6.3%. That is the shockingly low real earnings growth for college grads between 2004 and 2024. For decades, higher education was the ultimate protective advantage. But that advantage? It's totally plateaued.
The so-called college wage premium has largely stagnated, offering basically zero defense against these compounding living costs. Which leads us straight to this staggering figure, 9.8. That's the home price-to-income ratio in coastal employment hubs like New York City. The national average sits around 5.0, but in the exact cities where these entry-level professional roles are actually concentrated, housing has become mathematically inaccessible to anyone who doesn't have generational wealth backing them up.
Let's pull all this together. This timeline definitively proves just how broken that economic escalator is. Back in the 80s and 90s, the home price-to-income ratio was a very accessible 3.5. Today, we're at 5.0 nationally. Annual household income growth used to average 1.2%, now it's crawled to a measly 0.3%. And check out that bottom row. Young graduate real wage growth was a solid 19.1% in the late 90s. Today, it is basically flatlined at 2.2%. Gen Z is just looking at this exact table and realizing that grinding out 80 hours a week is no longer going to guarantee them a house. So logically, why make the sacrifice?
That brings us to our third and final line of defense, rebuttal number 3, preventative medicine.
You know, when younger workers demand things like psychological safety or strict work-life boundaries, older cohorts often frame it as fragility. But the research, it frames it very differently. We're looking at 40 years of data from the National Health and Nutrition Examination surveys, and what it shows is that younger U.S. adults, specifically Gen X as they hit midlife, are facing severe, premature, chronic conditions driven by this incredibly stressful work environment. Obesity prevalence almost tripled. Early-onset type 2 diabetes absolutely skyrocketed. And get this, studies actually show that later-born cohorts in their 40s and 50s are physically weaker, lonelier, and exhibit higher rates of depression than the baby boomers did at that exact same age. The tradition of overwork has directly created a generation entering midlife with terrible metabolic health.
So we arrive at this fundamental crossroads. On one hand, we have the old paradigm, the tradition of suffering, accepting the 24/7 technology leash and basically normalizing chronic burnout as a measure of company loyalty. But on the other hand, we see the shift the research highlights, a conscious attempt to abolish that tradition entirely. By normalizing clear physical and communication boundaries around self-care, the data suggests they aren't being difficult. They're actually treating those boundaries as a necessary health intervention.
All right, let's wrap up this forensic investigation and synthesize the evidence for our final verdict in this last segment, the burning building.
When you actually synthesize the biological data, that skyrocketing allostatic load, the failing economic math, and the rise of premature chronic diseases, a totally different conclusion emerges. The data suggests Gen Z isn't destroying the workplace at all. Rather, their behavior is pointing out that the building has been structurally compromised for 40 years. The research frames their demand for accountability and care as an active, conscious refusal to let the corporate system grind them down the exact same way it ground down the generations before them.
So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to chew on the next time you're tempted to check an email at midnight. Look at the data we've covered today. Look at the literal wear and tear on the human body, and ask yourself, is workplace tradition really worth the biological cost of becoming human charcoal? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this helps you look at your own calendar and your own boundaries in a completely new light.